Hello everyone, welcome back to Reading Regionals. We're joined in round 2 here. We have Asa group against Lat with some funky IDs here, but yes, that's Asa group on the left and then Lat on the right, and I'm joined here by Hemra.
Hi.
Welcome. Tell us, so Hemra finds himself at the stream table because I believe a game loss.
Yeah, my opponent had a deck error, deck problem,
So in that case, here for the stream instead. What are we? I mean, I guess we're expecting to see pretty standard things. Although there's a bit of variation in Lats now.
Possibility out of Asa.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Is that something? Okay, that's not something I've come across. I usually see people playing just like the classic. I play this card because then I get to play fully operational, and it's very good. But with Lat, we could see a few different things. We might see pawn shop Lat, which is pretty fun. People have been trying that out a lot, getting some reasonably good results in the London meta with it. But we could just see a kind of like regular, good old Shaper stuff Lat as well.
Yeah, I'd be looking for the console. If they play Swift, then you're looking at deep dive.
Yes, yeah. And what do you think of this matchup? Who do you think is like favoured in this matchup here? I guess with Lat, you're probably going to be getting your hand size value every turn.
Yeah. Whether they've got the economy to keep up with the board.
Yeah, definitely. So, starting with Asa, we've got, I believe that's a virus in there. We've got a Managarm Skunkworks as well. And there's a Tranquility Home Grid. We use our Asa trigger to protect it. Are we going to flip the Tranquility and install in it? So we're doing an install first, then drawing, and then installing that, I believe, to be a Wage Workers at the side there.
Right.
So I believe that was just a Tranquility Home Grid, which I'm surprised that we didn't choose to install something on top of it.
When the turn you install the Tranquility, you can't get its trigger.
Oh right, yes.
Because it's the first card.
Yes. Okay. That's why I should learn how to play Netrunner. Yes. So because it would itself have already been the first card.
Yeah. So you need to let it stew for a turn.
Yeah. So now we've got Coalescence here. That's giving some signs that we might see a pawn shop. Version of Lat here. There we have a pawn shop.
There we go.
That is ever increasing the chances that we have a pawn shop Lat deck here. But maybe the pawn shop Lat is just threat, just to make the corporation think they're going to trash something, but then actually they don't. So what do we got over here? It was a Nico campaign, not a Wage Workers, that's been taken down. So we do have the Wage Workers. That's going to help us score out the off-world office that we're hoping to put down somewhere.
And I think the fact that the Lat has played the Aesops makes it maybe less likely that they're on deep dive, so leaving centrals open is less of a risk.
Yes, yeah. And here is a crocodile.
I've seen ducks before, but not crocodiles.
Okay, so back to the runner's turn. Asa, just doing Asa things right now. You know, we're getting to the point where we're getting our fully operational is now better than a hedge fund.
Yeah.
So that's nice. And there's not currently a piece of ice in hand, but maybe we'll stretch to it soon. But probably next turn we'll just be scoring out if we can manage to.
Yeah, I think, was that a pinhole threading in the Lats?
In
their hand.
Oh, yeah. Looks like it. A very important asset to take out here because that is the way that they were hoping to score that agenda. And we don't seem to see a seamless launch in hand. Now, does anyone in chat know the relevance of this crocodile? Because I've never seen it before. Here comes another Coalescence. Just again, even more money. Give us something to sell to the pawn shop each turn.
Yeah, keep that engine rolling.
And a Harmony AR Therapy in hand. That's not a usual card I'd expect to see.
Yeah, I mean that indicates that they think the deck can go long and wants to get cards back.
The crocodile is the health and safety inspector. I see. So the corporation's hopes were that we'd be able to just installing in. Are we going to install additionally? We're going to take our 2 credits from that, and we're installing an ablative barrel on the outside there. Probably putting the Holloman in the adjacent server so we have it split out. Oh no, we're just going to go for a raw advance, hoping that we can survive the turn and then finish advancing that out. And knowing that if we need to, we can oh no, we wouldn't have the clicks. Would you earn enough? The Holloman would never be worth installing. Yeah, it's not cheaper. No, if you trigger.
No. But if that
it's
that's
you
an
earn
upload office, you earn enough to cover it, and it will give you a spare click, so they can jam something else in there and get the tranquility value.
Oh yes, that's true. Yeah.
So it's just about keeping that momentum going.
So very much going for the long game here with Lat DJing for Steve, so we can go get back. I imagine it's going to be a coalescence when we run here. Yeah, there we go. Really offering the choice there. Okay, the crocodile is there to eat up all of Steve's discarded cards. And here we access some virus. No reason not to just trash that.
Yeah.
Just to get a card less in hand.
No, I wouldn't expect Asa to be running any kind of reprisal operations.
And then now comes down the coalescence, probably the one that we got back. Just give him money, and again giving us the thing for next turn to get rid of. It's definitely difficult to keep installing an asset every turn, a card every turn that you want to trash. It's definitely a challenge.
Yeah.
And it does restrict your ability to, be making all the runs that you might need to make against a deck like this. But there we score out the off-board office, which unfortunately for the runner is credit positive here and is helping them out a lot. Up to 11 credits on the corporation side.
Yeah, they've chosen not to use the Hollow Man for that.
Yes. Well, I don't think the Holloman. So they'd be able to install the Holloman, install another upgrade with it, which they could have done if they had the Mavirus. However, if you install the Holloman, you earn 2 credits, which kind of covers the cost of rezzing the Holloman, but then you're still paying 4 to put 2 advancements down as a second click. So if you just advance twice, it would have been two credits.
But if they use the Hollow Man, they could then keep putting something else in that remote, like that agenda that just came from.
Oh yeah.
So it's about the tempo. But
yes. But that Hollow Man is now gone into the bin, but I'm sure we'll see it spin back later if we need to. And now an Asa route with no cards in hand. So we might see a turn of just drawing a bunch of cards here because you want to be able to have options for your installs. So yeah, I assume we're going to draw another card first in case we decide to just install both of those. Those can't quite fit in the same server. So we eat our Asa trigger for a Spin Doctor. And we've got another install here. What are we going to do with it? It could be a Tranquility Home Grid into the server with the Spin Doctor. But no, just drawing up instead.
And there's a fully up in hand.
Yeah, there we go. Now, a card that I've been testing out with for, mostly for Asa Group, but mostly any of these kind of like go wide, fully operational decks is Gaslight is only 1 influence. And often you do have an asset that will just sit on the table, be untouched for a turn because the runner can't run everything. And just having a little bit more consistency, having a 4th fully operational can really help a lot to make sure you get it. Because the hardest part about these decks is if you just don't find a fully operational, you're often broke. Like, you're just struggling the whole game, and you find out when you get to the bottom half of your deck that there's still all 3 are in there somewhere, and there's nothing you can really do to get back from that. So a tiny little bit more consistency just for one influence can go a long way. Okay, we've got, is this
Pressure Spike?
yes, that's the one. Not one we see too often, and
Yeah, well,
I guess
they're
it
hoping
would-
to use the Aesop's economy to just fuel that Pressure Spike.
yeah,
And it plays it'll play into Bran reasonably.
yeah, that's
cheaply.
true. I guess my thought would be that often with Shaper, knowing that you can just go get what you need to, you'd probably just go get a Cleaver, because the numbers are just so good on it. You can afford to play Turbine as well, but maybe this deck's trying to rely a little bit less on things like SMC as a result.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see what
Oh,
they
is
might
that?
be using that
Wait,
influence
have we
for.
really? Apparently, we've seen a Joyride get drawn. I don't see a Joyride in there. Maybe it is. Oh no, that's someone skateboarding. Yeah, that middle card there is a Joyride. Wow, that is going to be very powerful here, because also those centrals are just wide open right now. So we're fully opting to draw a bunch of cards. You can see 2 agendas in there. So I think that was 2 sets of drawing and then some credits. But with that being first click, we can now do a double install and a single install. We have a piece of ice for a double install.
Yeah.
Probably.
Is that Christian Grid in there as well?
Yeah. I'd assume while there's 2 pieces of ice down, looks like is that a Hagen? And we know the other's an ablative, so maybe we're a bit worried if, oh yeah, we've seen the pressure spike, so right now the corporation knows that the runner could just get through all of that. In which case, maybe, okay, alright, Christian Grid on HQ, and icing up HQ, as part of Acer install. And then 1 click left. I mean, are we going to put a Rashida in the remote, maybe? Okay, we're going for a Vitruvius. And we do have a Seamless, so we would be able to over-advance it so we can go and get back a fully operational or a Seamless launch, whichever we decide is better for the timing. So we sell off our Coalescence up to, looks like 15 plus 6, 21 credits now. So that Aesop's has really been turning in some value here.
Yeah.
Here comes an SMC. Oh, this Shaper is Lat, just so you know. Then we've got Overclock coming down. We've got the Pressure Spike for any barriers. We've got plenty of credits and the 5
And
on
there's an SMC
Overclock.
down as well.
Yeah, so they can get through anything here. And they're running early, so they know that they have the option of spending 2 clicks for a mana golem if they want. More likely they're going to be spending 5 credits because they want... okay, maybe the oranges are 3s. Yes. So not resisting the Ablasive Barrier, I guess hoping that we're going to get value from that later. Particularly with the Acer being able to fire from Ablative. So we're just paying to break through, going to save those Overclock credits for either spending...
I think they spend the Overclock credits. Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah, sorry, gosh. Hagen is expensive. There we go, we're through. And then it's just what are we going to trash and what are we not going to trash? Yeah, with the Corp on 8 credits, it feels like taking out the Tranquility isn't really going to change much for you. It's just going to set you back too far to be able to do anything about it. And then playing Diesel, refilling the hand, and then I guess we are looking for something to settle. Have we managed to find that?
Maybe a Muse.
Yeah,
So
we've
gives
seen
you 2 turns of Aesop's.
Yeah, we've seen plenty of Coalescence though. Just taking a credit. That's the last.
Well, they've not played a console yet.
Yeah. And then getting the lat draw at the end there. So back over to the Corp side. They've lost that Vitruvius they were hoping. Oh, we also I didn't see that, but the runner has also stolen an off-world office.
Right. Yes, they stole that from HQ.
So really what the corporation is now is, I guess, looking for a Bran. Bran is annoying enough to make running a server a couple of times a lot more taxing, but we're at the point now with the runner on 4 points. There's probably going to be 1 or 2 Iquas in this deck, and if the runner can just find and touch it, like they don't care anymore, they're just going to take that and win. So trying to force the runner to spend credits by like rerunning a server is going to be very difficult. Spending some time thinking here. Yeah, I imagine, is Pressure Spike the best thing for breaking Bran? I guess like a Cleaver Turbine. No, even Cleaver Turbine still have to boost.
Yeah. So it's only one credit more expensive than Cleaver Turbine.
And it
with the threat.
Is it just the same as Kuroda though? Kuroda just the standard default. Oh, is this a Boomerang? Or a Physarum Entangler? I do not know what that alt art is for. It looks like it's a Physarum Entangler.
Yeah.
And then with Burnering here, hoping to flush some things out, and like if we put something on top of the deck here, we can just go touch it. So
yeah.
Looks like that might be an ablative there. Yeah. Here comes ablative, which is online now, so we can use it to install somewhere. And we know that we have the Crisium grid on HQ, so this seems like a good time to be firing that.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to see any more kind of high-value HQ success runs in a Lat deck.
I think was that the Hollow Man installed back in the remote.
That would make sense. And we're letting it happen. Which maybe we've already put an agenda in there, so we want to. Okay, not finding an agenda yet. Okay, well, I imagine that agenda is going to go on the top.
Yeah. Fully up on the bottom.
Fully up on the bottom, and then leave them with the biotic is probably the safest bet here. Yeah. Now we do have a Spin Doctor, yeah. So choosing to use it preemptively, which is surprising because you can just wait until they make that run on R&D, and then do it, and then potentially you don't have to do it. Unless I'm confused about run timing and actually there isn't like a... No, there's definitely a window,
there is on the commit to access.
Yeah, I think we were just worried that using the Crisium would get us too low on credits. Does Burner say instead? You don't access anything else, do you? Yeah, instead of breaching. So you also don't see the Crisium grid there. Oh yeah, and a missed Steve trigger. Yeah, that's very true. The Steve trigger at this point probably would be 2 coalescences. And here we've got a Joyride, a very fun card, which we all wish we'd see more of. But so first we are resolving the if successful, which should be to draw 5 cards. Let's bring up Joyride because I think it's a card that, you know, it's possible that people have never seen it before. So there we go, drawing 5 cards. It doesn't replace any breaching, so you still get to breach. And in that case, it's seeing it fully operational on the top, not the card you want to see on top of the deck. And then finishing with a Creative Commission to get back some credits. Looks like a purple 5 there. Yeah, there should be a little. I agree, Sobek. The joyrides are fun, and I should add a little thing like you know how. Okay, 20 minutes left on the round. Whenever when people subscribe to a Twitch stream, when they have their little sound effect and stuff, we should have one for joyride, and it should be the craziest dance lights.
Oh,
okay, there we
go.
go.
In hand.
A bunch of agendas coming in now. And unfortunately, we did sell the SMC, right? Is that really what happened? There was an SMC and now there isn't, so I assume we sold it because we felt like the 3 credits were more valuable. That could present a problem later. Oh, unless we have another one in hand, but that could present a problem later because now the corporation can feel a bit safer about this server with the, knowing that if you put some other type of ice there, that might stop them. We can see a brand in hand as well, which is, it's 6 for you and 5 for them, but that can be very meaningful, especially when you've got mana gone down, and if they also have to spend a click and 2 for an Iqua, when they're only on 9 credits right now, that could be pretty significant.
So is that the Iqua in the remote? Can't see
it looks like it. So I assume we're planning to advance 3 times and then seamless on it, which we've had a seamless in hand for a very long time.
There's another hollow man in the remote.
Oh yes. So we're doing wage workers, install, and then are we just going to fully opt for ridiculous amounts of money here? We put a Bran on R&D. Yep, so 3 triggers. Firstly taking 2 cards to pad out the hand. Gets to 5 cards. And then I imagine probably taking credits for the rest here because with no clicks left, you will just be discarding. Unless that naked card happens to be a Spin Doctor, in which case maybe you're a little bit more okay with it. Yep, just taking credits for the rest there. Up to 12 credits. Then pawn shopping the Phasarum Entangler. Oh yes, the SMC was probably to get the Phasarum, yes. Because Phasarum you have to pre-install, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's when you encounter, so you have to pre-install it and hope and pray if it's unres. It's not. Mistbone is going to be very helpful in taking down some of these filled up servers with many upgrades. Here comes a Chrysium Grid. So we're running HQ trying to get Steve to trigger here. I'm probably just having a peek because it could be a win. We see the seamless. Yeah, that is right. There was a 2 in 5 for getting a 3rd agenda there. Not quite the winning agenda, but and we know that there's a Botic in hand. So from this point out, if Tanzan can manage to score this Iqua, which they have everything on the table, although now that the runner has seen the seamless in hand, that might remind them. I mean, there is Holloman too, but it might remind them to just double check. Like maybe I should take down this wage workers. I'm not sure. It does mean that if they can score that Iqua, they just need to have enough credits, then they can score from hands, and they can be happy with that. So we've drawn to turn, getting into a Tatibola. Pretty sure, yeah, we just go ahead and score here, choosing not to use the Holloman, which makes sense because it's just simply more expensive.
And also, if it's bluffed as a Managarm, they can score out a Vitruvius from hand.
Yes, yeah. My only thought was that if you do use the Holloman, it does save you a click, which could let you get an install to trigger Asa if that was somehow useful for for pushing you ahead in the game. It could be putting the agenda in there, but with 2 in hand, the runner has to run through, each time breaking the ice, each time taking a 1 in 5. You're feeling reasonably safe.
Yeah, and I don't know if Gem Apple will be prepared for the win next turn.
Yeah. And even then, it's not even a win for them. They will just be getting an extra 2.
But Asa could win next turn.
Yeah, I mean, Gem Apple has seen the Biotic. Although credits are too low at the moment, I believe we do know that's a hologram.
It's exactly enough because of the Tranquility trigger.
Oh, right. Wow, yeah.
Install res for 2, install gain 2, res for 2,
so
4 for 2 counters, and then the last credit for 1.
In which case, obviously we know the information of 2 Vitruvius in hand, but for Germ Apple right now, it's you need to find an Iqua, and you need it on this next click, because otherwise there's just many ways that this final agenda can be scored. Although if you run R&D, no, surely as Asa Group, you would just you trust in the heart of the cards there, and you say the top card is not an Iqua. There's probably only 2 Iqua in the list. 2 Iqua is always a very safe, reassuring amount of Iquas to have. You know that if you've seen one of them, you're like, well, at least there's only one more, and I'll just try and score that one.
Oh, yeah. Sobek's right in the chat that the runner Lat should know it is.
Yes, yeah, it was installed with ablative. So here we've got Muse to go get for Sarum Entangler. And here, I guess we're hoping to take this down because we know there's a Biotic. There's the possibility that they would try and score a off-world office, although we've seen 2 of the off-world offices, so yeah, I think it just got to a pinch point where there wasn't really much you could do apart from just hope that top card was Iqua, and it wasn't. It was an ablative. So now passing to the Corpse turn, they draw for turn. Install, gaining 2. Advance, play a Biotic, advance, and then score out, and there we have it. That's the game. A very good game indeed. So it was a pawn shop Lat. I'm surprised to see Pressure Spike in there. It feels like it's maybe good for this matchup to have it in there because of Bran.
Yeah. Well, maybe they're not got the memory for running Turbine as well.
Yeah, potentially. I don't think we ever saw a console, so we're not quite sure what console they're on. It could utterly unbelievably be that there is no console, but that would surprise me a lot. But yeah, a good game. Thank you for joining us for round 2.
Thank you for having me.
And thanks for coming along. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we will see you in round 3 when we get to it.